Hi, this is Terry Harlan with 3 big secrets to improve your score on the SAT. These are also 3 secrets the College Board and Khan Academy don't want you to know about the SAT. And they relate to why Khan Academy and College Board are great for practice, but not for test prep. Here's what I mean by that, and we'll start with the first secret. Secret number one, the College Board and Khan Academy want you to know the long way of answering every question. They don't want you to know the shortcuts. This means that if you use a College Board prep book or Khan Academy as your only means of preparing, even if you can do every problem on the SAT correctly, you will probably run out of time. Now, why don't they want you to know the shortcuts? Well, I'll answer that in the next secret, but what you need to know is that SAT courses that base their approaches on using Khan Academy for test prep will have students studying for many more hours than necessary and wasting time on concepts that might appear once or twice on the SAT, or worse, not even at all. So if you use only Khan Academy, your score is limited by your natural ability. But if you learn the right methods, you can score several hundred points higher than peers who have the same ability. Furthermore, there's almost always a shortcut to getting the question right, especially in the math section. And it's extremely important to understand why you get answers wrong and learn the patterns so you can quickly find the right answers. College Board and Khan Academy do not adequately explain wrong answers. In fact, their explanations sometimes amount to something like, the answer is wrong because it is not right. And it doesn't quite say that, but I've seen explanations that are so close to that. And that's just not helpful. So at the end of this video, I'll tell you how you can learn the right methods, the shortcuts, and how to detect wrong answer patterns to improve your score. So then, what would you use College Board and Khan Academy for? Well, College Board prep books contain actual SAT questions from past tests, which can also be found on Khan Academy. No other prep books have these actual questions. Now, these other prep books, they try to mimic real SAT questions, but they miss the mark a lot. That means that after using these prep books, you might get on the SAT and find that the real questions are just different enough from what you practiced that you either can't answer them or that they slow you down enough that you run out of time. So you don't want that. Okay, that doesn't mean don't use prep books, but it means that you need to know which ones to use. Secret number 2, the SAT tests fundamental concepts of math and English in odd ways that are predictable and repeat. Let me say that again. The SAT tests fundamental concepts of math and English in odd ways that are predictable and repeat. That means that you can learn how they test these ways and master them. You see, the SAT helps colleges get past the fact that your C on a course in one high school might be equivalent to an A in another high school, and they do that by testing basic concepts. But since everyone does not have the opportunity or maybe the inclination to take certain types of classes, they look at concepts that they assume every first semester high school senior who's planning on going to college is covered. There's no calculus on the SAT, there's very little trig, and what's there is basic. There are no geometric theorems, poetry analysis, extremely complex grammar questions, or any expectations that you thoroughly understand a tough reading passage. But because straightforward questions might mean that too many people would score too high to make for a meaningful comparison for colleges, they add some tricks to the questions and the answers for that matter, so many people don't answer them correctly. And so you see, College Board doesn't want you to know these tricks. Neither does Khan Academy, because they are partners with the College Board. They'll teach you how to work through every question the conventional way, which is usually not the quickest way. They also don't want you to know how often a certain concept appears on the SAT, because you would study it more often. So they'd rather have you study just as much for a concept that might be found in only one question as a concept that's going to be found in 5. Okay, so know this. There are tools for getting punctuation questions right every time. There are patterns in the math sections that will practically point you to the right answer on certain questions. There are only three, believe it or not, there are only three types of reading questions, and straightforward approaches exist to answer them right every time. With the right approaches, you can answer every math question in under 45 seconds. Believe it or not. I mean, some of you are going, no way. And in a few minutes, I'll tell you how you can learn these tools, these patterns and approaches to help you answer the questions on the SAT correctly and do it faster than what you've done in the past. Okay? The SAT, secret number 3. The SAT is a test of problem-solving skills, not primarily math and English. This is why a great math tutor and a great English tutor might not help you much to prep for the SAT, even if they themselves had high SAT scores. Okay? Although the SAT has changed over the years, its primary focus, particularly in the math and reading passages, has always been to test your skill at solving a question using an alternative approach. College Board and Khan Academy do not teach these alternative approaches at all. Keeping this in mind, you should initially approach each math question with the intention of solving a problem, as opposed to just using a formula or trying to figure out what formula do I use in this. This also has tremendous implications for the reading section. Your approach is going to be different than for other reading comprehension tests. There are certain passages you should always read in their entirety, and certain ones you don't need to read. There is a certain order in answering questions you need to do to maximize your score and your time. And in the writing and language test, there are shortcuts to answering questions by looking at 2 or 3 questions at once. So how do you do this? You're probably asking, Terry, what order should I do reading questions in? How do I figure these things out? Which passages should I read in their entirety? How should my approach to the reading section differ than what I already do? How do I look at math problems differently? Okay, you probably have all these questions right now, and I know some of you are going to take the information in this video and run with it. You're going to apply it, and you're going to raise your score by up to 100 points. But you might be saying, tell me more. I want to raise my score 200 points, 300 points, 400 points. Others of you are saying, okay, I like this, but I don't quite get everything. I don't get what you're saying. What are the right methods, the shortcuts, the patterns for wrong answers? What are the tools and approaches I need to answer these questions faster? Well, if you're ready for the next step and you want to know the answers to these questions and all the secrets to acing the SAT, go to this website right now. It's www.astoundingscore.com. That's www.astoundingscore.com. ASTOUNDING score.com. When you get there, click on the SAT tab to check out the different courses, or if you already know you want to score 1400 or above, check out the SAT Power course by scrolling down the homepage and clicking on the chart that says Feel the Power. Okay? Thanks for joining me, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it.